All right, my name is Hajra Khan. I'm the former captain of the Pakistan national team. Um, it was pretty that's my anxiety. I will tell you more about it later. We heard these two brilliant women. It's a pleasure to be the third one in a row without a man in the middle for the first time. Um, my name is Hajra Khan, former captain of the national team. My journey started when I was 11 years old. Every day I would get up and every day I would run about 10 kilometers at the Zamzam Park, if you guys know. Because I started off as a track runner. I used to run long distance races. So I trained for a year for this marathon I was going to run in India at the age of 11. Now, every day I would wake up, back on the field, my coach would be waiting for me. Another coach at the other side of the ground would be waiting for me. And we're timing right. Every day you start. Naive at that age, I feel like you're just like, aiming for greatness that you're not even aware of. I had never won before, and I was really like consistent in my persistence to get there and to kind of become somebody that I didn't know that I could become. Um, um, all in all, I went to India. I came 42nd out of 7,000 all-age people in that 13-kilometer race, which was pretty incredible. For me personally, because now you look at 11-year-olds, my brother's one, he's playing on the PS, he's playing, he's going for tennis lessons. But, just to have that kind of focus, I command myself, and I do track back when I feel lost, thinking of me when I was an 11-year-old. Anyway, fast forward. I turned 14 and I started playing football. I went to randomly try out for the provincial team of Sindh. Now, the only football I had played before was with the neighborhood kids because I used to play basketball in high school. So they chalked out a goalpost in the compound and they would make me goal keep as they took shots. That's literally the only football I'd played before, but went to the tryouts. Very supportive parents, which I'm really grateful for. Took me there. I got picked by a club team, which is a rank higher in Pakistan. Then the provincial team, then the national team comes in. 2 months down, I'm already playing the national championship, and 4 games later, I'm already the top scorer of the national championship. Now, I grew up very shy and quiet. And even at that point, everybody was like, who is this new kid? What's happening? And me just like quiet. And now football is a team sport, right? 11 people playing at the same time, 6 sitting in the back, but I would just be tying my laces on the other side of the room so nobody sees me and nobody talks to me. At 15, continued playing because I thought it wasn't like a fluke, just come in and, top scorer award. I turned 15, played again, beat my own record, top scorer again. I'm like, all right, so maybe I can leave behind the track right now, maybe focus on, running after something for once. At 16, I was MVP at the national championship, but at 16 was also when I was called for the national team back in 2010. Started all the games for Pakistan, being one of the top players. At 18, I was made vice captain, and I feel like that came to me as a surprise because I was always focused on just playing and, didn't really care about the labels or like responsibility. I just wanted to come, perform, outshine my own self. I didn't know what I could do. And at 18, I was vice captain, and at 20, I was captain. I was made captain of the Pakistan team. Now, at that point, I think things kind of changed. They evolved because also, sorry guys, I didn't tell you the topic of my conversation. My story is actually evolve. Now we know because I said the word in my, I became captain and things kind of changed. It was more of like a personal sacrifice because then, when you're in this place of leadership, you have to take more of your share of the blame and less of your share of, the good stuff, the fancy stuff, the awards, the shiny, the bling, basically. So that carried on, and following the same year, I was also playing in the Maldives for a Maldivian club. For 2 years, I was invited to train with German clubs, 3 German clubs, absolutely. The first Pakistani to do that. And so things were great, absolutely incredible. As cliche as it sounds, I was living the life. But I think I didn't figure something that was brewing inside of me because I was always so focused because football was my sanctuary. Anything happens in your life, just can go play football, kick around, score some goals, and you're good to go. Following through, so what happens in Pakistani sports, I'm sure, watch yourself, you might burn yourself, some stuff is falling. All right, just be safe. What happened was sports in Pakistan, as we all know, is very politicized. Because of third-party intervention, the Pakistan Football Federation got banned by the FIFA, which means we cannot internationally compete for a little bit. So that happened, and I was taken aback a little bit because that's something that I really loved, and somebody just takes something from you just like in a snap because of personal gains. Anyway, moving on. January 2016 is so I also play on the Pakistan basketball team, January 2016, and we're training because we're supposed to play the South Asian Basketball Championship. And so this is at camp. I have an incredible training session. And when you actually know you did good, I mean, in whatever you're doing, you can feel it, right? So I was feeling it, and as soon as the session ended, I had a massive breakdown where I was literally on my knees on the floor, crying hysterically. My body was aching. I couldn't breathe. It's like, all kinds of fear just caving in. And it gets difficult to kind of make sense of what's happening with you because it's never happened before. For a little bit that happened, and my captain came to me and she's like, "Are you okay? Can we speak about this in a bit?" But that was like 20 minutes of all I remember is that, all I don't remember actually, my body remembers because trauma is stored in our bodies and we don't really realize that. So my body remembers it till today. And anyway, that was my first one. And what happened the next morning was, because I was at the basketball camp now, when athletes, they sprain an ankle or they get an injury, everybody, including the physiotherapists, the team, the coaches, the players, doctors, they want to fix it up and make sure they put you back on field as soon as possible because they know there's a cure. But when an athlete needs medical attention in terms of their mental health, not their physical health, we kind of blindside it. We call them weak. And I think that's something I couldn't kind of settle or adjust with as well, because it's an absolute antithesis of being an athlete is, being weak. Anyway, next morning of the thing, I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't know what was going on. It's like now 6 a.m. in an instant, you have training, so you go, you rush. But that morning, it's like somebody was just pushing me in the bed, and I felt like I had like a lot of weight on me and everything. Anyway, because I was at camp and because I had an outlet to kind of like play and perform, a couple of days of that, and I was eventually okay. And so we went to India and we were runners-up with third place basketball team for Pakistan. Still in 2016, eventually in October, I lost one of my best friends to a car accident. Now, when I say best friends, it's not just like a best friend, it's like my teammate. We played together, we grew up together. Something I feel like a lot of people won't be able to experience is having like a family on your team, or like, this kind of camaraderie and this kind of thicker than blood kind of relationships. So yeah, I lost her to a car accident, and it couldn't register. Shalila, I don't know, some of you might have known of her. I was still at the funeral where my dad called me, and he's like, the family business has gone bankrupt, so you're the eldest right now. We gotta figure something out. And I was like, what am I supposed to grieve right now? Like, do I focus on this, or like myself, or where are we going from this? Anyway, I lived in Islamabad back then. My family lived here still. After the funeral, I got the first flight back to Islamabad because I was living by myself. Growing up quiet, it was easier to deal with, perhaps, as I thought. Got back to Islamabad, things were not the greatest. I had food takeout, I stopped going to the gym, I stopped playing football. I couldn't make sense of a lot of things that were happening. It was like a spiral into a black hole kind of situation. And I think it got really bad to a point where it became physical. When stresses or any kind of things, when it becomes physical and you can't put a finger on it, is when you know you need to get help. Another realization was when I used to live on the 9th floor, and like sitting in the balcony and looking down from the 9th floor in like a very chaotic state of mind or being, or you don't recognize yourself, is also when everything just freaking flashes in front of you, like, okay, I need to see a freaking doctor. I went to see a doctor. I had some support system, like that was good. Two of my friends, because I never really spoke about it to anyone. Go to the doctor, the psychiatrist is like, how are you still dealing with this without being on medication or hurting anyone or hurting yourself? What's going on? Anyway, I was diagnosed with clinical depression and high functioning anxiety, which I was probably carrying for a really long time and I had not been aware of. Now, depression at that point felt like, imagine you're in a straight jacket, straight jackets, they put it around you. You're in a straight jacket and tied head to toe in a soundproof room and nobody can hear you. That's what depression kind of feels like. Just put yourself in that situation for a second and get it out. Yeah, that's how it felt like. But I wasn't going to be labeled. I didn't want to get comfortable with the idea of being depressed because then, you're at a point where you find comfort in things that you feel make you stronger to some extent. I was on medication for 2 years. I was in therapy for 3, and a lot of things came up from as to who I am. But I wasn't going to let this dim my light because I knew there was shit tons inside of me, and still is, and I'm going to still keep on doing this. So I got out of things got better eventually, and I had to pick myself up. After I did that, after just accepting that I had mental health issues and I'm an athlete and I can separate these two things because, there's a lot of pressure. We think that athletes or super athletes or whatever, they're living great lives, everything's working fine, you have nice jobs, you look great, you get to travel, you probably make a lot of money, which athletes in Pakistan don't. Well, cricketers probably, but we don't. And so it's always like everything's looking great to people outside, but behind closed doors or behind like BTS, you really know like the sacrifices you have to make, pressures from the coaches, your own pressure to yourself to be the best self or performer that you can be. You don't want to get injured because then you get dropped off the team. Many things combine an athlete's performance, and there's many that can also compromise it. So after I got better, I kicked off my own sports academy, which, connecting it to my mental health, I started speaking about mental health for athletes because I figured that nobody was talking about it. And I started off from my team. And once I spoke about mental health to the team, eventually players started coming up to me and being like, we've been feeling like this for a couple of months. We've been feeling like this for a couple of months. This gives me a lot of anxiety. This is the symptoms I have. So just by speaking about it, figured out 4 other players needed to get help. That's just a little bit of it. Eventually, after getting better from that phase of my life of loss and grief, of not figuring out who I am and what I want to do and how do I cope with this, another transition rather, was advocating and talking about it and trying to make a difference in what I can do. Right after I got my first Guinness World Record, the second and the third one, I was training in France. I kicked off my own sports academy after getting better. And also when I say after getting better is because depression is a disease. Like, it really kind of molds in how you live your life on a daily basis. If you look out a window, it's like, right, even if there's a tree, you see it gray, right? So this is a little bit of it. But I think my point of conversation in this point is that when you feel like, there's a quote that goes like, fall down 7, get up 8. With depression, you fall down 75 and then you get up like 76 if you're still alive. So you have to keep letting your light shine. Like, this fire just wants to freaking hardcore, right? And I've done 3 TED Talks, and before every TED Talk, I've had like massive anxiety attacks. So I think the one for this talk is coming right now, just in a little bit, but I will be fine because I'm just gonna jerk it off. No, keeping it real. My own sports academy, I kicked it off. Last year, I did this training camp in Hunza where I picked 24 girls from 12 different villages and put them in an elite training camp in my effort of trying to mainstream marginalized youth, as well as I'm a menstrual health champion for UNICEF for Pakistan. So we go to these underserved communities using sports as a tool, football as a tool, or me personally, football as a platform, to kind of make sure these girls are living a healthier, longer lives, talking about mental health and how it's affecting these people. For me, because the theme of the talk is a new year, we're talking about new beginnings. For me, every step of my life was never a new beginning. It was just an experience that I was having, or that I was evolving into. After my sports academy kicked off right now, and then we played in Nepal 2 months ago, the South Asian Championship, and we did pretty great. But a couple of weeks ago, I found out that I was not called for the current national team. Now, giving something 15 years of your life, and then you're just like, somebody takes it away because of personal gains, and somebody takes it away because they have preference, they have favorites on their team and their clubs. It's very political sports in this country, and you don't know when your career is going to snap. So that happened, but I didn't let this gravity pull me down, because we carry a lot. The reason why I made you guys stand up was because when you hear stories and when you're sitting with your feet on the ground and your hands in a fist, you're storing all this energy. So you got to let it go, you got to keep it open. And it's changed. It's given me a hint. Not being called for the national team this time around was a change, a beginning, an evolvement. For me, all my experiences have me evolved, and I feel like there's an Arabic word goes like not goes like, but it's maktub. I don't know if so many people or anybody knows. I have it tattooed in the back also because of how my life is played out. But maktub means whatever is not, whatever was not, whatever will be, and whatever will not be is all written in time. You could do anything you want in life. Your best friend's going to pass away when they have to. Your family business is going to go bankrupt when you have to. You're going to be standing on the 9th floor suicidal when you have to. You're going to get out of it when you have to. You have to be willing. And like I said in the beginning of when you start talking, was you have to be consistent in your persistence of just trying to get out wherever you are. But I hope and I pray that all of yous, all of y'alls, whatever we say it now, all of you guys is, your experiences make you a different person, evolve, and don't hold yourselves back. Everybody, all of us have like our light of our own that we're gonna make it shine, and there's gonna be a time. So if you feel like you're down in the dumps right now, hold on, because the next hammer is probably gonna be like a diamond or something shiny. Butterflies don't yell and scream when they have to get out of the cocoon. Flowers don't scream when they have to bloom, right? So sit back, just keep your chins up and your chest out, and take life by the horns of the bull, or whatever, all the fancy phrases. But thank you for having me. Thank you for being patient and listening to me. I'm not sure if I went by the script of what I had written, because I have anxiety and I needed to take notes. But if you guys feel anything not right, if you guys feel low, if any one of you, because we tend to hide it, a lot of it, and once it contains, it just blows up. Seek help, get help. Like Nida said, if it's easier to speak with a stranger, speak to that stranger. And, go paragliding if you have to go paragliding for it. I've been paragliding 3 times. It's freaking amazing. But thank you very much, and I hope you guys stay put for the next couple of talks.